Now we are going to discuss some tools and equipments used in foundry. In which the first one is molding box. Sand molds are prepared in specially constructed boxes called flasks, which are open at bottom and top. Next one is trowel. It consists of a metal blade with a wooden handle. It is used to filling, pressing down, repairing of damaged parts of the molds and cores, and finishing the flat surface of the mold. Next, bend wire. It is a pointed steel rod used to pierce holes in the rammed sand to permit easy escape of steam and gases generated during pouring of molten metal. Next one is round rammer. It is made of wood and has a cylindrical base. It is used for packing the molding sand in the mold. The fifth one is conical rammer. It is made of hard metal and has a triangular base. It is used for packing the molding sand at the edges of the molding box and evenly distribute the sand throughout the box. The next one is leveler or strike off bar. It is a piece of metal or wood with straight edge. It is used to strike off excess sand from the mold after ramming to provide a level surface. Next one is brush. It is used to sweep away the dust from the pattern or parting sand from the mold joint. Next one is runner. It is a tapped wooden rod placed vertically inside the molding box while filling the sand in the cope and is later removed to make the sprue way through which molten metal is poured. Next is riser. It is a tapered wooden rod, small in cross-sectional area compared to runner for making passage for the molten metal to come out of the cavity. The next one is shaking rod. It is a cylindrical rod made of steel used to drive the drawspike into the wooden pattern for the removal and for shaking out the runner, riser and the pattern from the molding box. The next one is shovel. It is a hand tool with MS pan fixed with wooden handle and is used to shift sand from one place to another and also for sand mixing and tempering. The next one is draw spike. It is a tapered steel rod having a loop or ring at the one end and a sharp point at the other used to draw pattern from the mold. Next is riddle. It is a wire mesh with square, rectangular or circular frame. It is used for cleaning the molding sand by removing foreign materials such as nails, oversized sand particles, wooden pieces, etc. The next one is lifter. Lifters are made of thin sections of steel. It is used to clean and finish the bottom and sides of the sand mold cavity. Next one is ladle. It is a container used for transporting molten metal from melting equipment to mold. Next, crucible. It is a melting pot similar to ladle. It is made up of silicon carbide, graphite or other refractory materials for melting small amount of non-ferrous metals like aluminium and copper based alloys.
So this is the molding sand used for sand molding. So the first step in molding is to mix the sand properly. This sand is little bit dry, so we need to moisturize it by adding some water. We mixed our molding sand well. Now it is ready for molding. Generally, there are two types of molding sands. Number one, natural sand, which are available in riverbeds. Number two, synthetic sand. It consists of mainly three ingredients: 60% silica, 30% clay, 10% water. We can also add some additives like iron oxide, zircon flour, etc. for improving its properties. Sand models are prepared in specially constructed boxes called flasks. This is a wooden box used for molding. It consists of mainly two parts: an upper part called cope and a lower part called drag. So we are taking drag portion of the box now. Before starting the actual process, we have to brush clay water inside the drag box uniformly. This is for better bonding between molding sand and walls of the molding box. Fix the drag box on the horizontal molding bench. After that, sprinkle some parting sand inside the box. This sand will act as a separating medium between molding box and the molding bench. Now, this is our pattern used for making mold. This is a single piece round disc pattern with a core. First, place the pattern at the middle of the box with the larger side facing the bottom. This cavity is called core. To strengthen the core, we need to insert a reinforcement inside the core. Put some molding sand into the cavity and insert the metal piece or reinforcement into it vertically. Now, fill molding sand into the box uniformly up to 2/3 portion. After that, ram the molding sand uniformly using this conical iron rammer. Repeat this filling and ramming procedure one more time. Now the box is fully filled with the sand, so at this stage use this wooden round rammer to ram the sand. Ramming should be done uniformly, applying equal pressure everywhere. The next process to be performed is leveling the surface of the box using a leveler tool. Hold this tool at the two ends and sweep the excess sand from the box like this. Now smoothen the surface of the sand using a trowel. After that, sprinkle some parting sand on this finished surface. Now turn the box and keep it upside down. We can see the wooden pattern on its top now. Next, we are taking the other part of the box called cob box. Brush some clay water inside the cob box as we done earlier. Now place the cob box above the drag box. Now we are taking two wooden pins, runner pin and riser pin. Place the runner pin little away from the pattern and place the riser pin just above the pattern. Like this. Place the riser pin first and fix it vertically, and then fix the runner pin by filling molding sand into it. Now fill molding sand into the molding box partially and then ram the sand uniformly using a conical iron rammer. Again fill molding sand into the box and then do the same procedure using the same iron rammer tool. Now the box is fully filled with the sand, so at this stage use wooden round rammer to ram the sand uniformly by applying equal pressure. Next, do the leveling operation using leveler. When we are doing the leveling operation, don't disturb or shake the runner and the riser pins. Now finish the surface properly using a trowel. Now we are cutting a pouring basin for pouring molten metal into the cavity. For that, draw a circle around the runner using a bent wire. Then remove the sand inside the circle using a lifter. The basin should be in a conical shape. After that, strike the runner using a shaking rod for removing runner pin easily. Also smoothen the surface of the basin using a shaking rod. Finish the edges of the basin using trowel. Runner basin is ready now. Similarly, cut a riser basin around the riser pin. The riser basin is comparatively smaller compared to runner basin. This is because in runner we are pouring the metal, so it should be little larger. The riser basin are used to see the molten metal after filling the cavity. This is to ensure that whether the cavity is fully filled with molten metal or not. Now make some vent holes using vent wire randomly. Vent holes are provided in cope box for easy escape of gases during pouring of molten metals. Otherwise, it will create some casting defects. Now, separate the cope box from the drag box and keep it aside. Here, we can see the position of runner pin. Around that position, we can cut a passage into the cavity called gate. For that, we are using a cleaner tool. Now finish the surface properly. For removing the pattern, we need two tools, a draw spike and a shaking rod. Fix the draw spike on the pattern and strike it with the shaking rod slowly. Shake the pattern using shaking rod firmly. Now add some water at the contact points. This is for the easy removal of pattern. Now, holding the draw spike, striking the pattern with the shaking rod, pull the pattern upwards vertically. Now, the mold is ready. Now, fix the cope box over the drag box. Here, we are pouring the molten metal through the runner basin. Then it enters the gate and then into the mold cavity. The excess molten metal will come out through the riser. This is our final cast product made of aluminium. Here is our runner portion through which we pour molten metal. This is our gate part and we can see a gradual decrease in thickness there. And here is the riser portion through which extra molten metal comes out. Here we needed only round disc part. All other unwanted parts can be removed and we get a round disc as like our pattern.